What is up, guys? Welcome back for another video. In this video, I'm gonna give you guys roughly 12 essential things you must do to take any service-based business from 0 to at least 10K per month. Without any further ado, let's jump into the video. Starting with number one, the most important thing you must do to take your business from 0 to 10K per month is just get started. So many people come up with a business idea and then overthink the whole process of starting a business, overthink, and just take way too much time to get started. And the longer you take to get started with a business, the least likely you are to follow through with that idea. So what I want you to do right now is just get started, because by starting, you're giving yourself some momentum and you can learn and pick up things along the way. And this doesn't mean that I'm saying ignore things like, having an LLC or insurance, stuff like that, being structured in a legal way. Great and all, right? But those things don't make you money. What makes you money is getting market feedback, getting customers in the door, right? Obviously, like I said, protect yourself. But don't overcomplicate the process of starting a business. You gotta get started. You gotta start making money. People, 1 month to start an LLC, another month to get a business bank account, another month to find insurance. You're taking way too long. Take your idea, get started, learn and make changes on the way. Get some momentum going. It's the most important thing you can do. That gets you closer to that 10K goal, even if you only get started to make $100, $200. I want that positive reinforcement to happen. And by taking immediate action, you're more likely to see the result a lot sooner. Number two, once you get started with this business, do not run it and treat it like a side hustle to where, you may or may not put time in it today. You might do it tomorrow. Just keep pushing it off. You make changes here. You're not really tracking your sales and your expenses. Don't run it this way. I want you to run this business, even if it's a side hustle size business, I want you to run it as if you were managing a Fortune 500 company. Because you never know, the side hustle could turn into a bigger business. And if it was a bigger business, what would investors want to see, right? They want to see good management of the business, which would, like I said, would include being able to run reports, show numbers, things of such. Because when you have reports, you can then look and say, okay, am I actually profitable? Because to make money doesn't mean you're actually profitable. You can make $100,000 a month in your business and not be profitable, or can have very, very small margins. So the most important thing you can do is treat the small business as if it is a big business. Keep track of things, stay focused with your business, put time and energy into your business consistently. That is important. It's gonna help you get closer to 10K. Number three, this one is a really big one because this is something that I messed up on when I first started my pressure washing business. And this was reinvesting. I did not reinvest into my business as much as I should have. I started off, when I first started, I had a 2.4 GP machine I spent $200 on. And I thought to myself, just because I have that machine, this must mean, oh, I'm good to go. I have a physical pressure washer. I don't need anything else. I have the device to do the work, right? I wasn't thinking about time, energy, productivity, efficiency, things of such. And I hear so many guys now, and I give advice now because, since then, it's, now it's an 8.5 GP machine, or is it 8 or 8.5? One of the two. But that jump. So now I advise people. I said the biggest mistakes people make is not starting off with a better machine or not reinvesting in a better machine. And guys will be like, that's not true. I have a 2.5 GP machine and I make thousands of dollars. I'm not saying you can't make money with the smaller machine, or if you take this in any business, with the smaller, more entry-level thing. Not saying you can't make money. But the point of business is to increase efficiency and increase profitability. If you're currently running something smaller, let's just talk about pressure washing specifically for a second. If you're running a 2.5 GP machine and there's better on the market where you could be running a 4 or 8 GP machine, you have to evaluate the cost benefit, right? If a 2.5 GP machine is taking you an average 2.5 hours to wash a house, when you could get an 8 GP machine or a 4 GP machine and cut the time in half and even lower, why wouldn't you want to do that, right? And chances are, if you're doing a 2.5 GP machine washing 2-story houses, it's probably taking you 3 hours plus to wash the house. Why would you not want to save money? Save money and time by getting this machine. Yes, you can make money with the smart things. There's a lot of things we can do with more entry level in any field. As a plumber, as an electrician, there's so many shortcuts you could take. But business is about increasing efficiency, so therefore you increase profitability. So that is an investment that makes 100% more sense. I was ecstatic once I actually got the hands-on difference of running that entry level machine versus the commercial grade, heavy duty machine. Big difference. Zero, absolutely zero regrets. And my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. And so that's not the only way that you can reinvest in your business. It's not just equipment. It's things like marketing and such. But so many people stay small. They can never cross a certain borderline or a certain threshold of their business because they're eating their business alive, right? You start making a few extra dollars a month with your side hustle or whatever, and then you're not reinvesting in your business. So what's happening? You're keeping it flat. It can't grow because to grow a business, you gotta constantly be refeeding it, right? It's like if you had a baby, right? You put all the work in to have a baby, but then you just you just ignore the baby. The baby's gonna die, right? Your business is that baby. And if you don't give it the formula, right? The infamil, the milk it needs to survive, it's not going to survive. Your business will die. It needs the money back in it so you can hire employees, increase marketing, buy better equipment, things of such. So you're starting a business and you're only making right now, you can't get past $1,000, $2,000 a month. I need you to understand, you should not be paying yourself from the business if it's small. I understand you see this extra money, but if your goal is to get here, right? Say it's 10K or more a month, you can't be eating all of the profits or all the income that the business produces when it's only making $2,000 and $3,000 a month. You gotta put more, you gotta keep feeding it. The more you feed it, the bigger it gets. It's a pretty basic principle, but so many people overlook that. Number 4, you're not following the 80-20 principle. So what is the 80-20 principle? It's a theory, and there's a book actually called the 80-20 principle. But this principle is supposed to work in many areas of life. And say, for example, it pretty much breaks down to this. 80% of our leads might come from 20% of our marketing efforts. So say we're doing direct mail, digital ads, word of mouth, yard signs, etc., right? The theory says, and this breaks down to be pretty accurate, is that 80% of your flow is coming from 20% of the efforts, because they're not all breaking down evenly. Chances are you're not getting the same amount of leads you are from direct mail as Facebook ads or Google ads. So what does that mean? Everything else that's not producing a good flow needs to be cut off. And so by doing that, by cutting off the leaks in your business, you're going to become more profitable. So the 80-20 principle is telling you, hey, if these other avenues aren't working as best as this one, it makes more sense to take the resources from the things that aren't producing you and put more into the thing that is. Because hence, if it's working and working the best, by putting more into it, you should get more of an outcome. So if you're running, the different ways of marketing, the 80-20 principle, once again, applies to different areas. That doesn't have to be just marketing. So apply this any way you want to, but I'm just going to use it for marketing right now. Is if all your leads are coming from mainly one source, but you're spending money on these other things, cut it off. If it's not working, it's not working. Put more money into what it already is so you can get a greater outcome faster, right? It's very simple. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5, you must continue to get educated in your industry. So many people jump into a business with the little bit of knowledge they have, start making a little bit of money, and stop seeking knowledge because they're just so stuck in running the business and not, working in the business, but not working on the business. And so it's a huge, huge mistake not to continue to stay educated in your business, to constantly seek out new ideas and new knowledge for the current space you're in. Things are always changing and evolving. So you must stay on top of that if you want to stay on top, you must stay on top of those things if you want to continue to win as a business owner, because there's always new competition stepping into the field to try to wipe you out, right? Like sharks. And if you were the person who started a business, say 5 years ago, whatever, and you haven't learned anything new since those 5 years, I'm gonna give you guys an example of this. Once again, we're gonna refer to the pressure washing space. When I first started, like anyone else, I didn't know much about pressure washing, right? I thought a 2.5 GP machine was fine. I thought, you needed ladders to clean second stories and stuff like that, right? I could have been stuck at that way for forever. Eventually, I learned. I got smarter. Figured out soft washing in different terms. Allowed me to save more time, money, stuff like that, right? So, with that being said, during my journey of growing, I have witnessed other people who pressure wash in the area still be using the same old, inefficient methods. I would still see people coming out with like a team of 3 in ladders to pressure wash a house that I could now clean in about 45 minutes flat by myself. That is the difference of staying and continually getting educated in your space. So stay hungry for knowledge and education. Go to industry conferences, join industry Facebook groups, dig through these things, network with maybe out-of-state competition. Sometimes you can network with in-state competition. Stay hungry on YouTube for new knowledge. These are important things you must do, and this is a big one I tell people all the time. It's literally, I emphasize on education. You must keep learning. You never know the difference between, one piece of new advice or knowledge can give you to take your business from, 0 to 2K to 5K to 10K, and then you might get another golden nugget that takes you from 10K to 20K. So this is the importance of constantly staying, educated and being hungry for education in your space. Number 6, this is another biggie as to why either you're not making 10K a month, or if you haven't started a business yet, this is how you'll do it. And this is that you must charge enough money. Man, if I think back to myself, once again, not having education, so it goes back to the second point, part of lack of education, call it if you're not charging enough. So I was charging $99. And so if we can do the simple math, $99, even if I do 30 clients a month, which is at least having a client for every day of the month, only make $3,000. So I could be working hard, right? 30 clients a month, only making $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. So you could ask yourself, 30 clients, $3,000 of revenue. If you're a small thinker, you might think, and say my goal is 10K, you might just say, man, you need more leads, which we'll talk about that. But do I need more leads, or do I just need the leads I have to be more profitable? And that's the key. Because there's someone out there who can take the same 30 leads and make the 10K off of that, or even less leads. So my lesson from my personal business experience wasn't that I needed more leads, is that I needed better quality leads, which meant that was really a product of my own doing. I needed to charge more. And so by not charging enough money, you are suffocating your business. So charge the proper amount of money. Now, one reason I'll give you that I wasn't charging a lot of money back then when I was, charging $99 is because I was running entry-level equipment and I didn't really believe myself for that reason. I didn't feel like it was justified to charge high professional prices when I'm pulling up in a small hatchback vehicle, pulling out residential consumer grade equipment that they could have in their own garage. Now, mind you, I could still get a result that they couldn't, but I'm like, I don't feel like I line up with the price. Who would want to pay me $300 for a house wash? And I pulled up in some stuff they have in the garage. So when you have the more expensive equipment, even just psychologically, they're gonna have more trust and belief in your business. Now, I'm not saying that you can't still have confidence in yourself with smaller equipment. I'm just saying perception, right? Perception is reality, that's all that matters. So if the customer perceives that by you having more expensive equipment, in their head, it justifies the price you're charging. So if you pull up charging really high prices, but you're using crappy equipment, even if you can do a good quality job, chances are they might not trust you, right? They might be like, never mind, I'll talk to somebody else. So that could be a factor, keep that in mind. Number 7, which I kind of hinted at in the last point, was you don't have a good enough lead flow. So oftentimes your problems are when you're not making 10K a month in your business, because either you're not charging enough or you don't have enough lead flow. Sometimes it could be a combination of both. But if you don't have enough lead flow, let's really evaluate why don't you have enough lead flow. And so the number one question I'm gonna ask you first is, are you taking advantage of the resources that are available? And the number one resource I think about is the digital world. Are you making yourself available or be able to be seen, not just by the old way of print and things like that? Are you running ads on Facebook? Are you taking advantage of Google? Do you even have a Google My Business page? Do you have a website? Things like that. And they seem basic for most people, but these are things people don't do. I'll ask them, you Google My Business? No, what's that? What? You don't know what a Google My Business is? That's free. It's a free way you could be getting seen right now and be getting customers. You don't have it? You don't even at least have a free Facebook page even if you aren't running ads? Listen, wake up. Wake up. Utilize technology. It's gonna be your best friend. So for me, my business has thrived off of running Facebook ads. That's where we get most of our lead flow. So if we talk about the 80-20 principle, 80% of my leads come from Facebook. And then outside of that, it's probably word of mouth. So I'm gonna tell you, don't have enough lead flow. Either you're not leveraging all the available avenues for your business, at least be willing to test at least one time. That's a rule of thumb. At least be willing to test something one time. If it doesn't work, oh well, look at it as you experiment, you give it a try. Unless you already know, people have told you that it doesn't work. Like, for example, I'm not gonna advise you to try Home Advisor. So take that as you will, but I wouldn't try Home Advisor. That's coming from me with personal experience. But you're more than welcome to still try it because you are a grown adult, right? Cool. Next point to lead flow though, that I'm gonna question is, are you doing quality work that deserves referrals? Because every customer should at least be a potential gateway to new customers. And if your customers aren't vouching for your business, then I'm gonna question some things about your business. Do you have good customer service? Did you deliver on the product or service that you promised, right? Did you show up on time? Were you courteous? Did you go above and beyond? If not, your lead flow might not be due to just, I have good leads, I have leads coming in, but like I said, the best way of marketing is gonna be you want the leads that come in to become future lead flows. So every time you bring in a new customer, that should open you up to more people because you want them talking about your business online, right? So that's what I want to evaluate. Are you spending money on marketing? And for the money you do spend, is it one, bringing you return? And then two, are you leveraging your existing customers to get new customers? Super, super important. Number 8, you don't know how to sell. And what does that really mean? What I mean is you don't know how to provide value, how to word your business in a way or talk about your business in a way that actually relates to the customer. How are they gonna benefit from it, right? Yes, you have a service, right? Or whatever, we can say pressure washing or auto detailing, but you're just selling the service. But what you really must be doing, what you really need to do is sell the result, sell the end product. Stop just selling the service. It's kind of boring. And plus they just think of you as anyone else. Learn how to sell and be confident in the way you do sell your product or service. One, look like you've done this a million times, right? Don't be looking like all timid, nervous. Don't look like you're thirsty for the job. I'm not saying don't go there cocky like you don't need it, because sometimes customers peep that and they don't want to do business with you if you're just too cocky and arrogant. That could also get you to lose business. And also people who just look like they haven't done it before also can get you to lose business because like, I don't want to work with somebody who's inexperienced. So there is like a middle ground that you must find. We straddle the line between, I'm experienced, I'm confident, I'm not desperate, but I'm also humble. That's the balance right there between, converting a customer and not converting a customer. So that's something I want to take a look at and see and ask yourself, am I confident in my business? Am I not confident? Do I appear over arrogant? Those are some important things to look at. Number 9, you do not have a sales funnel. And what do I mean by this? That means that you get a customer in the door and say you're in the door product or service might be $75. Mind you, I'm talking about any industry. Say your car wash package, whatever, $75. Cool. And you're getting whatever. Say you get 30 leads a month. I don't know what the math on that 75 times 30 is. But you're stuck in this same number every month. The reason why is because you don't have a sales funnel. You need to be upselling customers. You need to get them in the door, and you should be at least converting a certain percentage of your customers into upsells. So back to the pressure washing space. If I get a customer who calls me for a house wash, they might only think they need a house wash. But when I get there, if I notice the driveway is dirty, the back patio is dirty, the roof is dirty, or anything else like the deck, the fence, guess what? I'm gonna point those things out. And I'm gonna offer a quote for those things. And usually if I'm on site already, I'm like, I noticed blah, blah, blah was dirty. We typically would charge this much, but if you just do it right now while we're here, and I'll give you XYZ discount, boom, go ahead and knock it out. Now, some people are gonna just only have the budget just for the house wash, because I was concerned about. But then some people will just be like, man, I wasn't even thinking about that. I didn't even notice it. But now that you pointed it out, you know what? I do want this done. Especially if even after the house is done, and see how big of a difference it makes. Listen, upsells are super important. So much more money has been made by me upselling customers. So when you go in, just because someone calls you for a house wash, doesn't mean they don't need anything else done. Doesn't mean they won't spend more money to have other things done. So if you're leaving money on the table, and that is a sales funnel, right? I get them in the door with a house wash, I get to the house and upsell them on other things. And this isn't bait and switch. This is just noticing what they need and offer them a solution. So whatever business you're running, notice the needs and offer a solution. This isn't, one of those, wanky tactics used by, sketchy people in business who, like I said, bait and switch style. This isn't that. This is just noticing and making somebody an offer. And you're noticing something they need and making them an offer. That's as simple as that. No pressure. It's just like, hey, you need this done too. Boom. That is delivering the basically the proposal in an expert way, right? It's basically saying, hey, I noticed you could also use this, and this done, blah, blah, blah. It's like, think about it like this. If you go to the doctor, right, or a dentist, and you go for an x-ray or a basic dental cleaning, which is what got you in the door, this is a sales funnel. As they're doing the x-ray, they notice you have 2 cavities and yes, you need a root canal. So tell me this, would it be more irresponsible or professional of the doctor to notice those things and not recommend it to you because you only came in for an x-ray and a basic cleaning? Or would you feel more confident in this dentist by the fact that they pointed these things out to you? Because those are things that need to be resolved, right? Probably the latter is what you would be feeling. Is that wow, I thought I only needed an x-ray and a basic cleaning. Thank you for pointing these things out. I don't want to lose all my teeth. Yes, I'm gonna get those done. So it wasn't like some sketchy thing. They seen a problem, a need, and offered you a solution. You gotta perceive your business in the same exact way. 10, you're too busy chasing new customers and not catering enough to your existing customers. There is money in existing customers, especially satisfied existing customers. It's great to go out and get new leads and constantly bring in a new lead flow, but it is so important to not neglect your existing customers. Every year now, I use text message marketing when I usually kick off the season to send out text blasts to all of my existing customers. That usually immediately generates immediate business. People who've already done business with me before, use my service, satisfied. I send out a text, I'm like, hey, kicking the season back off, blah, 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 use offer a little coupon, jump back on it. So many of y'all get clients, get your $300 or whatever amount, whatever business you're in, and you neglect them. So if you want to keep your business growing, take advantage, not like in a bad way, of your existing clients. There's money in that. There's so much money in people who've already bought from you and are satisfied. Keep them coming back. Figure out how you can sell more to them, which kind of goes back to the last one. Sales funnel. If you've done a client in the past and you've offered them this one service, mind you can apply this to any business you're talking about, then go back to them. Satisfied customers are going to want to spend money with you again, so there's nothing wrong with it at all. Don't overlook this one. If you do, it's going to be hard for you to make at least 10K a month. If you understand this principle, it's going to be easy. Number 11, I love this one. Let's get into it. Number 11 is you must do the math. That's what you gotta start with. So many people, they just say these numbers, right? I want to make 10 grand a month. Cool. And then they just run the business and not have any clue how they're actually going to get there. How are you going to get to a destination that you haven't mapped out yet? How? So honestly, this could have been number 1. Do the math. So if you want to make 10K a month, do the math. And I believe, I've done this so many times, it breaks roughly down to $330 a day to make 10K a month. So now that you know that this is the target, is $330 a day. Now it might not work out to where you actually hit that number every day, because you might have a $200 day in your business, you might have a $500 day, you might have a day that brings in no revenue, you might have a $1,000 day, but you need to at least start with the math so you can at least have a basic understanding of where you need to be at. Because this is kind of like reverse engineering your business. Because if you need to be at $330 a day, you're going to be evaluating, once again, looking at clients and what you charge as on a basic level, and be saying, okay, if I consistently bring in 30 clients a month, I want to make $10,000 a month. How do I turn this 30 clients into $10,000 per month? Well, what we do, we're going to implement the sales funnel. We're going to implement charging more and things like that, so we can hit the numbers. So now instead of dealing with an average sale of $80 or $100, now we're dealing with an average sale of $200, which makes it easier to hit our target. Understand? Make sense? Hopefully. And last but not least, coming in at number 12, is you are afraid to hire. Listen, hiring, even if it's just one employee, can make a world of difference in your business. It sure did for me. Like, before I hired, and I'm gonna give a couple examples. Before I hired, upgrade equipment, and raise my prices, I could not make 10K a month to save my freaking life. Between upgrading equipment, raising my prices, and hiring, made a huge, huge difference. as a small operation, you need to at least have one employee. And here's what it did for me. I'm gonna give you my personal experience. As a one-man operation, trying to make at least 10, to get to that 10K a month goal, right? I'm out working, I got leads coming in, but so I gotta be the administrative person who's doing the bookkeeping, the answering the phone, but also washing the houses and driving to appointments. I'm doing everything, right? What happened by doing that? I'm neglecting customers because somebody calls me, I don't want to stop working to answer the phone. Now my job is taking longer. So what happens? I lose out on potential sale because now I'm trying to catch up on leads at the end of the day. I call them back, no answer, or they've already found someone else to fill the need because people move on fast, right? They call you, no answer, boom, I'm gonna call the company, the first one I can get to answer the phone. So many of you guys are thinking, nah, man, I ride solo, I work alone, I don't need anybody. And you're leaving thousands of dollars on the table. And here's my point to this. The reason why you must hire and why you don't want to hire is either because you're not confident enough in your business. You're thinking that's going to be an expense instead of an asset. And with that mindset, you'll never hire. Employees are assets if they're properly trained and doing the right job. So for me, I just needed an administrative person because I knew I was losing money getting back to messages and phone calls. Just by hiring, I literally made money. It paid for itself to hire somebody to answer phone calls and respond to messages for me. I made more money. It was an asset to hire somebody. So that is super important to do. Don't sleep on that one. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. But before we leave, I have a very special offer for my guys looking to get in the pressure washing space this upcoming season. Now is your best time because actually, we're going into February. It's going to be warm again soon. So either you want to already be having started the process for getting your business running for this upcoming season, or you want to do it right now because you do not have much time. If you try to start the business in May, it's already too late. It's too late. You're missing most of the season if you get up in May, right? It's too late. So take advantage of these early months so you can, boom, catapult the summer and you're not missing out on half of the revenue or 2/3 of the revenue you could make this summer. So my offer for you guys looking to get started in the pressure washing industry this summer is as follows. You're gonna get access to my paid online training, which is designed to help you get started in your pressure washing business and get to 10K a month faster than you would on your own. So it teaches you all the essential things you need to know about starting a pressure washing business, from the very basics of insurance, LLC, the basic admin stuff, to actually running your business, the proper process, for your business, the proper wash methods, important knowledge you need to have to run a successful business, things you don't want to miss out on, things I wish I would have known and had access to when I first started, but didn't, so I had to learn all the hard way. So all the lessons I've learned along the way to get my business to that point is in this course. It's designed for with beginners in mind. So if you are someone who's brand new in the industry, this is perfect for you. If you want to get that result of growing yourself and not going through those just beginner struggles, right? It's like having access to a mentor right there. I struggle with so many things, even I would come home some days from washing all day with my little small residential grade machine, soaking wet, all because of simple things like I didn't know to replace the O-ring. Complete idiot, right? But with that being said, I emphasize education now and just continue to invest in yourself and just learn as much as you can. So education is always, to me, the greatest investment you can make, whether it's through YouTube, ebooks, whatever, etc. But always invest in yourself. So you get that. You're gonna get my ebook for how to start your guide to starting a pressure washing business. I suggest that you read that first before you actually dive into the video content of the course, because it's gonna be a great prerequisite to get started. It's going to give you some basic foundations before you actually dive into the deeper information inside the course. Next, you're going to get access to a 45-minute coaching call with me over the phone where you can ask me any questions you want to ask. I typically advise that you don't book the call until after you've read the book and taken the course, because sometimes people ask questions that overlap that you could have asked inside of the course. I just think it makes a lot more sense to go through the material first and then do the call. That way you can get the most value and ask the most valuable questions, or ask a question that you kind of didn't understand that was taught in the course or ebook. So that is what you get. Typically, I would charge just for a coaching call, if you didn't get it through this offer, would be at least $100 an hour. So that alone is going to give this offer a lot of value and a lot of savings. Next, you're gonna get a free website template and installation. So I already have a pre-built pressure washing template, and all you have to do is buy your domain name and your hosting service, and I will install the template for you. So now it's custom to your business. That, if you're going to go get your own website built on your own, it's going to be looking at least probably $200+ to get a website built, but it's included with this offer. And last but not least with this offer is you get access to a Google Drive with all of my before and after photos that you're free to use. So if you don't, if you don't have access to this, you're not allowed to use my before and after pictures, but I'm giving it to you for free on this because I understand that if you are a new business, you don't have any work to show. So I'm gonna give you mine so you can get a head start with that. So you're thinking, okay, all these things, this sounds like I'm liking the bundle, but what's the price? So I'm gonna give you all these things for literally just $150. Yeah, only $150, but it's only gonna be available for 10 people. So I'm keeping it very, very small because when I make really good offers, I can't make them to everybody, especially if I'm exchanging my time too, which means like the coaching calls. I can't be on the phone with everybody. So I only wanna give it to a couple of serious people who wanna get started and believe in the value of education. You believe in me, so you believe in my ability to help you, get started with your virtual auction business. If that is you, then you can access this offer from the link below. You'll have access to my email and all the things to keep in touch too, so you can take advantage of everything. Any questions, you can reach out to me. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you inside the program.